Hi, Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations. This is the video where I'm going to show you the black fabric that they sent. I went ahead and got the finishing kit. I will show you what they've given me and what I have of my own that I'm going to add to it. And then I'm going to show you the finishing paperwork that they sent me in the mail. Here's what they sent. This white is the backing, and if I can get close enough to it, I'm going to show you how it looks like it's got the black in it, like it's a piece of stressed white. And then this stripe here, which is gray and white. And then all these different, which I can fold them up, give you an idea. This is sort of like the white, but it's got the, like a little bit of a bluish and the black going this way, or a dark brown, but it looks like it's black when it's close up. So that's the fabrics that they gave me. These fabrics I already have. Let's get it out of here. So I have this here. And then this one here with the polka dots. So I'm going to use that in addition to what they've given me. I'll just replace some of theirs with mine because I like my colors. And then I went ahead and I pulled out a pink, a gray, and a black thread. Here's the gray. Let's put a white. I don't know where the heck I got the word pink from. Okay. Now as far as the book, okay, so this is the one that came in the box for the month. Remember, this is the first one that we're going to make. Get the book open here. It's going to look like that. I'll get the glare off of the... There we go. Okay. So that's going to be the next video. I will show you how to make that. So then this book came. Hold on, the headlight off so I could see it a little bit better. So this is the finishing pattern that they send with the black fabric. And I guess there's going to be a lot of people doing this because they sold out of their fabric and now they're going to be cutting more, is from what I understand. But if you'll note, I'm going to try to get a little bit closer so you can see. So the first block, which we're going to do, is this one, and then they lay that one next to it, and you can already tell that the top and the side is different. See the fabric, the color? And then this color here is different for block 3. And they've sent enough fabric for these little stars that are going to be in the corner. Let me open it up here. It has 2 pieces, so let's move this aside here. So it tells you the piecing instructions on how to make that little corner block, which is the little star. You're going to make 20 of them. You're going to have 5 going down and 4 going across. And I'm going to show you here in a minute. So you'll put one, then you'll put your strip piece, which is, I think it's white in there, and then another one, a strip piece, another one, strip, like that. Okay? And this is how it'll have, this one will be, this piece right here goes on top of this right here. Now on the next page, they show you to put the large strip on the top. Here's the strip, and these 2 here is what's on this other page, and then the side. So that'll be all your blocks together. Let me see this back. And then the back tells us what we need. So for the background, and you can stop your camera and write this down if you need to. You're going to need 2 1/4 yards for finishing. Right here, it's, even though it's set up here in the bold black, it repeats it down here that you need an additional 2 1/2 for the background to complete the blocks. Here's what you're doing. This is WOF, excuse me, is abbreviations for the width of fabric strips. The cornerstones, which were those little stars I was telling you about, they're EFG. That's how they're labeling them. And when they label them, I usually take a piece of paper and I just write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then I keep them together like that. This way it's easier to keep them straight. But to make that, because you need 20 of them. The center is 2-inch squares, so you're going to need 20 2-inch squares. And it'll be fabric E. And then the backing takes 3 5/8 yard. And then they tell you all the different threads, which I think that's white, light gray, medium gray, and a black. But I've got a white, a medium, and a black, or a light color anyway. Then also, they sent this here, which was inside this other package here, because what they've done already is they've made this one, which is what I'm going to make and show you. And if you want to follow along, you can. And it's going to end up being 54.5 by 69.5 inches. And I've been thinking, because all of y'all, or most of you, are beginners. There's nothing on the inside. It was just left blank so you can make your notes. This is the background right here. It's telling you your color. You're going to need, in this case, they're using 3 different kind of mediums, 3 different kind of darks. This is where that striped fabric is coming in. And the cornerstone, excuse me, the little stars is made out of that. Okay. So as I was saying, I'll label mine. I'll show you how to label yours in the next video so that you can keep it straight. And remember now, I did say that I was going to change mine a little bit. Now, I'm not going to show you how I'm going to change it, but you need to keep in mind, if you want to do that too, that's fine. I've picked up a fat quarter the other day that has animals on it. Barns represent animals. I think they're small enough that I can actually applique a little animal, like let's say this is the quilt block, like down here in the corner. But we're going to see. But what I've been thinking about, let me stop and turn my camera around. Hold on one second. So as I was saying, what I've been thinking about is, since most people that have joined in here are new, and they're going to be overwhelmed by the size of this quilt. If you don't have a long arm machine and you don't have a couple hundred to send it out, or a friend to do it for you, you're going to want to do it on your own machine. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it that's going to be easy. So I think that the easiest way to do it, and I don't know if anybody else is going to be doing this, but this is the way that I'm going to do it if you want to follow me along when we're totally finished with this block. We're actually going to sew strips at a time. So to give you an idea, I'm going to put this up here for you to look at. So let me go up here a little closer. So these 3 across, that is the top, and that would be a strip across the top. If we put all 3 of these and we just did strips, so we would do the very top, we do these 3 strips, then on the next set we do the top and the 3 strips. Then what I could show you how to do, it's called, well, I call it piece quilting. So all you would be quilting is 3 squares and the top. Because you can leave your borders off. We can put the top border on because it's going to be the same as the strips, okay? And so instead of your quilt being like this whole entire size underneath your sewing machine, just for an example, you would have a piece like this, and then all we're going to do is quilt the whole thing like this. Because here's your sewing machine, here's your needle. Like your fabric would go through the sewing machine. We'd quilt this. That's it. Then we'll take this piece, and we'll attach it to the next piece. Because you can attach your back fabric, you can attach your top fabric, you can attach your batting. Another way that we can do it, these are just ideas now, is have the bottom, which I did see this on a YouTube video from someone that I really like to watch. You take the bottom fabric, and I'm going to show you, for example, on here. Here's your bottom fabric. Let's go with the white piece to be easier. So here's your fabric. So the entire back would be laid out. The entire batting would be laid out. And then you put your first set right here. This is your first strip set. You stitch the whole thing. You take your next we're going to pretend this is the next piece. You fold it over, you attach the two, you roll it over like this, and then you quilt it. So what we'd be doing is roll up the back part all up and out of the way and do each section. So this way the back is all one entire piece. So it's going to be up to you to have one entire piece of batting and backing, or cut it into strips, which would be 4 in this case, because there's 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whichever you think is going to be the easiest. And I can do it on a sample so that you can see, and you can try it on your sewing machine. That's the best way to find out whether you can do it or not. My throat on my machine is not really that big, like a lot of people that buy the sewing machines that just do the straight stitch that have the large throats. So I will look and see if I can do it on my smaller machine, the one that I let my daughter sew on. I'll measure the throat underneath there to see how many inches difference between hers and the sewing machine I'm using. At this point, I have never used either one of these machines to quilt an entire quilt. I actually used an older machine that I had that has a smaller throat. I just rolled up my fabric is what I did to get it underneath there and kept it out of the way. And we can quilt this really, really simple. Since it's a barn quilt, we can do it in the ditch if you'd like, or you can use your decorative stitches on this. But we'll think about that when we get closer towards the tail end of the 12th month when we do this block. All right? So now what I'm going to try to do, because I'm trying to learn some new things with my editing, is I'm going to try and add a little bit of blooper in here. My daughter, my granddaughter, and I did some videos. I was in their videos, and so we have a little bit of course we have a whole lot of bloopers, but I took this little, I think it's like less than a minute, and I'm going to try to add it to the back end of this just for a little bit of fun, and I'm trying to learn something new, so I hope you enjoy it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to make a comment, you can. Subscribe so you'll catch the next one, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. So before I put the bloopers on there, I went ahead and I measured my machine between the needle and the throat is 10 inches. The one that I'm letting my daughter use, I never can remember the name of my machine. It's Melanie, Baby Lock Melanie. It has a 7 3/4 throat. The machine that I use that I've done all my quilting on up until this point, it was a FOF Quilt and Craft Pro, if anybody knows what that machine is. That has a 7-inch throat. So the quilt that's back there, the illusion quilt, that pink, that's the size of a quilt that will go on the FOF, which has a 7-inch. That's a pretty good size. As long as you keep the fabric out of the way, you should be okay and be able to do it. I mean, either way that we do this, because the main thing would be to keep the largest portion of your fabric outside the throat. But like I said, we'll decide what to do with it when we get closer to the tail end of this quilt. All right, now let's see if I succeeded on putting those bloopers in. Till next time, bye-bye.
You didn't say our channels would be linked at all.
That's all right, she can say it. You can say it in your video. Let's go.
Let me know if you would like to see my mom.
That's a little bit open-ended.
I don't like that.
You'll see this at the back end of one of my videos. Just so you got some fun in a video.
I might put it in mine too.
And I've always linked my daughter and granddaughter's videos. Always learning something new, so the link will be a little bit different instead of just their names.
Okay, you're going to show me how to do that, right? Because I don't know how to...
I can show you too.
I don't want you to show me. I want my mother to show me. Make me feel old if you show me how to do it.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks
Bye.
for watching.